Hey, this is Dave Witchard, President of FFL Velocity. Welcome to Weekend Warrior Podcast. And I've got a friend of mine, actually. He's known him for a month or so. He's plugged into our Roanoke office. Actually met him in LA. Had to go all the way to LA to find out he was less than a half hour from me, which is pretty cool. But he's now part of our Roanoke office. We're super glad to have him. That's Austin Harless. Say hi, Austin.
What's going on?
Wrong button. There we go. So, and Austin is a 30, 40K guy, easy, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a lot of. So anyway, and so Austin, tell us a little bit about your story. You know, kind of your background, where you came from, where you live, that kind of thing. I know you're working with Vivian. She's an animal, and just if you don't know Vivian, she 50, 60, 70, I mean, whatever it takes. I think she was like 80K or ninth month in pregnancy.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
people are trying to figure it. So she's an animal and just does really good. So, but she works direct with you, and I know she's like kind of like your adopted son.
Yeah,
She said so. Make sure I take care of you. So, but yeah, just talk about your journey here to FFL and what it's been like for you because you are making great money here.
Yeah, so definitely absolutely life changing. Started mid-February. I was in car sales for about a year and a half, and I thought I was really making it. And I got to the point where the working for someone else and doing what they tell me to do was kind of driving me a little bit crazy. But I had several bad months. It was about 3 in a row selling cars, and Josh Emmons actually reached out to me 6 months prior before I actually joined, and I just, I didn't want to do it. I didn't think it was real. It just seemed crazy. But finally, after those 3 bad months hit, I joined, and my first week was wild. I had to start paper applications because I put my 2 weeks notice in, and they just kind of said bye. So I went out in the field paper applications and did a little over 12K in my first week. And that from there, I mean, it's been absolutely life changing. But yeah, hard to believe I met Dave in LA when he's 30 minutes from me over there in Christiansburg, Roanoke, Virginia.
Yeah, that was a great event, wasn't it? Out in LA, super, really
Definitely
cool and
was.
awesome. But so you're writing 30, 40,000 a month or so. What's your best month, and what's your best deposits? You know, the money that you've made. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so my best month was second month in, right there at 40,000, and I deposited about 26. And seeing that, I mean, just even thinking about it still, it like gives me goosebumps. It's crazy. Um, it's hard to believe you can jump right in this business, and if you just work hard and do what everyone else does, go by the plan that everyone else does that's laid out for you. I mean, you'll find success immediately. I mean, 2 months in, and I made really more than half what I did a whole year selling cars.
How old are you?
24.
Oh, so anybody can do this, right?
Oh yeah,
Age
anybody.
doesn't matter, right?
Correct. Yeah, anybody.
Cool. So what was so you were in car sales and you say you had some sales background, but would you say that, like you said, anybody can do it, which they can, that is true. And so you buy leads. How many leads do you like to have, like going in a dial day? Now you're a part of work spots, right? So it
Oh
saves
yeah.
you money on that. Could you talk about that and how you're able to plug in a Roanoke office? You're treated the same. Like I don't like you when we work together. It's just like you work with me, right? It's not.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk about that atmosphere from a work spot standpoint, being able to plug into the office as you travel? Now you're in the Charlotte office today.
Yeah, the work spots is pretty unbelievable. I mean, the discount's awesome. I mean, you can save so much just from the discount from that. Um, but yeah, just plug it into your office, Dave, and in Roanoke, that's awesome. I can go up there and just dial some days, or if I need to catch up on some of my recruits, whatever they're doing, I can just stop by in there. And then here, we just drove down to Charlotte today, and I'm sitting here with you today, and we'll be here overnight, and I can just walk right out the door, and it's like family, which is that's that's just awesome. That you don't have to be, I don't have to necessarily be right underneath you, but we're like close friends now, and
Yeah.
it's awesome to be able to swing in here and do something like that. Um, but when it comes to the leads, I like to have 100 to 150. I need to set at least non-negotiable 20 appointments per 2 days. I like to have 40 appointments a week. I like to have the numbers in my favor, so if there's a no-show, I can just bounce right to the next one. And of course, I let everyone know, give me like an hour window, just because I do see so many people. I just want to make sure that I will see you, but just in case I hit traffic or if if something runs over, I just want you to be aware.
Yeah, and it's great that you said that. Like we've been talking obviously 15 appointments, 30 a week, and 40 top producers. I mean, that's the key. It's all numbers. Numbers in your favor helps you win. Austin, I chose to go back in the field this week, a couple days, and it was interesting because you talk about the hour appointment, and we said that, hey, give me an hour one way or the other. It was funny because I got running behind, but it was funny because I set that expectation. They were there waiting on me, like they knew that was a possibility. So talk about the phones and just some things that you never did this before, right? What it was
All
like to
right.
buy leads, invest, and dial the phone, and then maybe even dial teams because I know you're on those as well.
Yeah, so when it got to dialing, I guess my first day or my first week, I kind of I have a temper problem. So I can get pretty mad pretty easy over the smallest things. Now, you know, 5, 6 months in the business now, it's definitely changed because, I'm gonna have to be an adult. This business definitely makes you become an adult. Um, but starting dialing, I was getting pretty stressed out because I was expecting each lead to like, be like, hey, I've been waiting on for you to call. Yeah, come on over. I was expecting to make 15 dials, have 15 appointments. Um, but after you get through the business and you start learning, these people might be, getting called a lot, or, telemarketing's a bad thing right now. Everyone gets called a million times about their extended car warranty, all that craziness. Um, but getting through those dials, I mean, now it's a piece of cake because you know what to, have your expectations set right. You know, um, Stay relaxed, have fun with it. I think having fun with it, is something everyone needs to do now and not just get caught up in the numbers. Um, Go out there and have a little fun with your clients over the phone. Um, you know, Sometimes I say, when I get there, John, I'm gonna be driving a gray SUV, but if you have any of those like attack goats or attack dogs, just don't send them out, so we can get through this thing real quick. They'll laugh or something. Or I'll tell them, I got short black hair, driving a gray SUV, and one thing you'll notice about me is I got a big nose, and they just love that.
Yeah, that is funny. So I think you're having fun on the phone, and you also, I think, how many times do you dial them, and things like that? Do you leave messages? Do you text? What's your approach with that aspect?
I typically don't do a voicemail unless it's like I've dialed them like maybe 6 times, but I do dial 3 times in a row, move on to the next one. I heard this from Easton Patton's like old mortgage script. Like grab a stack of 50 and go through those throughout the day. Um, so your numbers popping up on their phones more, throughout the day, in the morning, at lunchtime, and in the evening. They're going to pick it up at some point. They're like, what is going on? I started doing that, and that like I started getting appointments so much quicker. Instead of running through 150 leads in one stack, I'm probably not going to get back to the top by the end of the day. Um, but I don't even know where I was going with that.
It's all right. Well, so let me ask you this: so you work hard, right? And what you have a family, right? You've
Hmm.
got a little one, and maybe talk about that. But what drives you? I mean, I imagine your family, but as you're out there serving families, where did that come from? Where you're just having that servant heart of helping people?
I've always uh, I've always enjoyed helping people. When I was in high school, I worked at like a nursing home, and I wasn't like a nurse or anything. I did the small stuff, taking the trash out, filling up their water. I've always enjoyed that, but seeing and that feeling you get inside when you actually do help somebody, especially like when, like I have an example of I sat with a guy 2 weeks ago. He was actually 100% blind and about 80, 90% deaf. And he's been looking around for coverage for a while, but no one's been there to help him. He doesn't really pick up the phone because he can't hear it. But I get there and we just kind of have some conversations about his life as a child, and he talked about eating cheeseburgers with his parents. I think it was the following week. I dropped by some Five Guys burgers and fries with him and ate lunch with him. Just seeing that on his face, and you could just see the enjoyment in him. How much he loved that, and being able to help people in this business, and you kind of do that every single day, you feel really good about yourself. But when I wake up and I see my little girl, she's right over 4 months old. Um, that really drives me to want to go out there and leave a legacy for her. And I call her my wife. Everyone else calls her my wife. She's really just a girlfriend right now. But both of them, really waking up and, knowing that that's my family. I want to leave something behind for them. You know, like your shirt, Dave. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. To make things work, to make things happen, to build something for them.
Yeah. I think that's it. I guess your attitude activity. I think it's having the right attitude, having the right activities. Sleep when you're dead. I mean, I get up early. I think, getting up early matters. I think, do you sleep a little bit? Yeah, you do. But I don't really sleep much because I think about this business all the time and helping people grow and things like that. Once it's in your DNA, it's just kind of how it is, man. We kind of get up and start working again, and I
Yep.
love that. So, as we kind of go down this road a little bit, like you're 24 years old, there's some people watching right now. They're like, hey, well, I'm not sure this is for me. Do you believe we talked about anybody could do it, but any background could do it. And why is that? Like, what is the training like? What is the training you've received? Great mentorship, obviously, with Vivian, but like the training, the podcast, things like that. How did you learn? Did you just start like, once you like, okay, do this, do this. Did you just get on the phone and start dialing, get your nose bloody a little bit, go in the home, figure it out? How did that work for you?
Yeah. So definitely, like when I basically got, let go when I put my 2 weeks notice in, back against the wall, burn the boats, whatever. I think that really helps to drive you to make it work. But the free training is unbelievable. Podcasts every day. I mean, the offices, like, the work spot offices, you just go in there, listen to a top producer dial, just sit with the top producer for maybe ask him 5 minutes of questions. What does he do that's different? Why is he finding success? And everyone here wants to help you out. It's unbelievable how everybody here wants to see you win, which that's absolutely amazing. But I mean, it is quite unbelievable with all the training that you can get here. You immediately can start to learn. You don't have to have any kind of crazy background to make this work. To give you an example, I try to bring in car sales techniques into this business. Does not work. I wanted to upsell everybody when they didn't even need it. That's for one, it's kind of wrong.
Yeah.
And you're doing it at that point. You're doing it for for money. For money instead of actually helping these people. Focus on helping someone. Don't focus on the numbers. Go in there. I'm going to help this family. I'm going to protect this family. You see that little bike sitting outside. Obviously they've either got a grandkid or a daughter, son, something like that. Go in there like I want to make sure that I protect this family so nothing's left behind, so that little kid can get through school. So nothing big burdens going to be left behind to them. And I think this business, when you hop in here, you figure all this stuff out. And of just being an adult. I know, like I thought I was being an adult until I got in this business and started to wake up early. I was getting so much done early in the morning. Waking up early, that's game changer. But reading books, building
What time do you get up?
typically about 4:30, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is typically when I'm rolling out of bed. That alarm, my Alexa alarm, typically goes off about 4:30, but I'm on at about 5. But yeah, if you're not waking up early, you need to do that. That's going to be a huge step of just getting the ball rolling for you. I'm telling you, even though like you have that little voice in your head that wants to tell you to just lay down a little bit longer, just get up. I promise you're going to love it. Start your day with a big W. But yeah, back to the training. It's amazing. You don't have to have any kind of background. You hop in here. You listen. You'll get it done.
Yeah, that's awesome. So and so we have podcasts. Like I always I get up at 4, and I'm able to listen to some podcasts. 5's fine. But getting up early does make a difference for sure. What are some of your goals? Like you've been here how much? Just 2 months, 3 months now?
Started mid-February. So I got in here mid-February, and right now this month we've got a goal to hit VP. From going from producer straight to VP.
You got a team.
Yeah, we've got a team coming up, and I'm producing fairly well. We've got some newer agents coming on that's producing very well. And
you said something about a 19-year-old earlier, huh?
Yeah, her name's Jada. She's out of Virginia as well. I think
Nice.
it's Fairfax. And yeah, 19 years old and no background. I mean, I think she was a server and, serving food, and now she's serving families. and she's absolutely been killing it. She's got the drive. I mean, immediately, right off the bat, had this, attitude and activity. I mean, she had that, and she was ready to win.
Yeah. So that's the thing, whether you're using some kind of platform like CareerBuilder, ZipRecruiter, or whatever, you're using them other platforms, social media is huge. Obviously, the thing is, guys, from day one, Austin, you're on social media, I assume?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and so maybe talk about that with if that's what you like about that, what it's doing for your business. For us, it was transformational. I mean, we put on there, we weren't afraid to put our deposit. It wasn't about us. Wasn't about us. It was the fact that, hey, it could change somebody's life. But I think every time you're out there, and whether you're in an Uber, whether you're in a restaurant, wherever you are, you should always be looking for those people. They're looking for more, and why would you not offer it to them? And we have the best opportunity I've ever seen. You can make 20, 30, 40, 50K a month or more. We have guys writing 70, 80, 100. I mean, we got any story you want, we've got. Part-time, we've got young guys like you. We've got single moms. I mean, you name it. There's all kinds of walks of life, older folks. I mean, whatever, that are doing well here. The one common thread is they work hard, they buy leads, they trust the system, and they go to work. I mean, it's not that hard and difficult. And then we have work spots. Now we've got this legacy planner thing we can leave. There's so many tools that thanks Sean, Mike, and Andrew Taylor, and all the people that we work with, and then of course Integrity. We have everything to win, so it's really just having the right attitude and going to work every day. So as we kind of, again, somebody's looking to work with you. Well, we'll get to that in a minute, but you're in Virginia, and we talked about work spots. We talked about that, right? So we talked about the dialing. What are some things you've seen in the home that might could help somebody in the home?
Definitely be direct with them. I think people prefer, to have almost like, I think being direct seems very professional. Now, not going there and be rude, but, just kind of let them know, what you're there to do, that you are there for them. I definitely think making sure they know that you are there to protect them and not try to make any kind of income, anything like that. Definitely want to, I guess, the way you talk as well. You want to make sure they know that you're professional. But I still like to have fun with my clients. I don't want them to think I'm some monotone, boring guy that just comes in there. But when you go into that home, have the expectation that you're going to go in there and you're going to help them. Don't let that little voice in the back of your head tell you that, oh man, they might no-show me. Oh man, they probably don't even want me there. Go in there. They filled something out. They're wanting help. It's your job to go and help them, and it's educate them on what this product does. Educate them on what's going to happen when, there is no protection. The amount of, money that they may lose, or the burden that's going to be left on the shoulders of mother, daughter, whatever the situation is. Go in there and help a family out, protect them.
Yeah, that's good. So what are your goals the rest of the year? Kind of where you want to be in December, things you're working on, and that type of thing, and just your goals for your personal goals, Hall of Fame.
Oh, Hall of Fame, absolutely.
Yeah. And then for your team and things like that.
Yeah. So as a team, we want to be actually it was 800,000. Vivian kind of backhanded me on that one, not literally, but kind of through over the phone. So 1 million by the end of the year. Definitely Hall of Fame. We have to have Hall of Fame. I have to hit it. There's non-negotiable. I got my issue paid report up on my whiteboard, so I know where I need to be at least each month to make that happen, and we'll make it happen. It's a non-negotiable. That's what you have to make in this business.
Yeah. That's great. Well, as we wrap up here, Austin, so how do they get a hold of you? Give them your number, website, email, whatever you want to give them. Austin's 24 years old, lives in Virginia, but he's all over. He's recruiting anywhere. It doesn't matter. Background in car sales, whatever. You want to get a hold of him, want to work with him, how do they get a hold of you?
And definitely we'll do phone and probably Instagram. My phone number is 540-739-0417. And my Instagram handle is Heartless Harless. I know that's pretty ridiculous, but if you listen to Heartless by Kanye West, it sounds exactly like my last name. So that's kind of how that came up. But yeah, Heartless Harless on Instagram.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, listen, hey, thanks for being on today and the Weekend Warrior podcast. My man Austin here, really appreciate him coming in today and in Charlotte. And again, work spots get you into every office in the, in our company. And we want to go to 400 offices, 1 billion. We're going to do that here in a short time frame, next year and a half or so, and certainly be at 400 offices by the end of the year. So thank you, Sean Mike. Thank you, Andrew Taylor. Thank you for integrity, for everything you do for us every day. Again, follow us, FFL Velocity, Family First Life Velocity on our YouTube page, and then obviously Instagram, Facebook, all those different things. So lots of great information out there. We hope that We Can Warrior podcast makes a difference in your life. Hopefully you've learned something here today. I'm sure it will help you go right, 30, 40, 50K a month, whatever it is you're looking to do. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. So thanks for being on today.
I appreciate it.